what will San Francisco do in the playoffs? As you can see, most of you think it'll be one and done for the 49ers. Today's question, which team will miss the playoffs? The Saints, the Falcons, or the Giants? You can vote right now using your Sprint phone with VCS Vision or by logging on to FoxSports.com results next Saturday as we welcome you back to Fox NFL Sunday. A year ago at this time, Michael Strahan was on his way to breaking the NFL's single-season sack record. This season, he and the Giants are hanging by a playoff thread. And before big boy Howie Long takes us through the exercise here, John Zarneski, noted pro football columnist, USA Today, Sports Weekly, and on the best sports show, a regular contributor, and the Fox NFL Sunday Insider.
And the reason get in trouble. We get in trouble because of him.
That's right. He provides you with the information.
Exactly.
Inside information.
You know, dealing with Michael Strahan is not as simple as Adam Meadows just blocking Michael Strahan. Teams do a number of different things to try to combat a defensive end like a Jason Taylor last week versus Barry Sims. They didn't account for him.
Edrin James.
Here we have Edrin James in the backfield. Adam Meadows, Michael Strahan comes out the field. Edrin James will chip. Now, the next play we're going to run is Jimmy's going to line up the tight end. Once again, he's going to chip, stop Michael Strahan's momentum, and he's going to have to regroup and pass rush again. Then third, we're going to slide over a little bit. They're going to move the pocket. They're going to bootleg, and they're going to seal Michael Strahan inside. Now, that's another way. Now, the last piece to the puzzle is the trap pass. Terry blocks inside. Michael Strahan thinks it's run, seals in, and John Zarneski, our noted football columnist, seals me in, giving Peyton Manning more time. You cannot allow a Michael Strahan to get in a rhythm. You have to keep him guessing. You can't just block him straight up with an offensive tackle.
Do you talk?
Yeah, once in a while.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right. That kind of stuff right there.
That's good.
That this show needs.
Giants and coach Tony Dungy.
Oh, JB.
Well, since I'm the only single guy, unfortunately, double alimony for all you wives out there. I got on a plane, went up to visit my dear friend Tony Dungy. I think you'll enjoy this. That was pretty funny, wasn't it? Coach, I want to thank you for sitting down with me.
Yeah, not everybody does that, does it?
No, they don't. That's not funny.
Oh, don't put that on the air.
It's on the air. To see what you just let everybody know is this great personality that I've been telling everybody about. The Indianapolis Colts knew all about Tony Dungy and offered him a job after the Bucs released him last January. Were you shocked that you were released by Tampa, or did you know it was coming?
Well, I'm a person that tends to believe what people tell you, so
that answers it right there.
I guess that's just what I'll say.
You buried Tampa Bay. It's history.
You try to. I mean, you can't always. I follow those guys. I watch the scores. I watch them on TV. You're looking at them, rooting for them, wanting to see how they do every week. But you really have to try to focus on just your job.
Your football teams, it seems like historically, and correct me if I'm wrong, they seem to always start slow.
Yeah, and part of that maybe is trying to build for the long haul. And, you know, I really believe that if you're playing your best football in December, that's the way you want it. And I know I learned from Chuck that it doesn't really matter what your record is. If you're not playing...
Can I interrupt you just for a second? Then why did we get our asses chewed out like we did when we were struggling at 4-4? Nobody got chewed out last Sunday when Dungy's team found itself down 16 points and shut out at halftime to Cleveland. Why is it that some people think that if you're a nice person, you can't succeed in this tough business?
I think people have a false perception that if things aren't going right, it's because guys aren't trying. And the only way to get guys to try is to yell at them or shake them up emotionally. I thought we had a lot of guys trying hard. We just didn't play very smart.
How refreshing was it to stand on the sideline and watch Peyton Manning, Marvin Harris, and all these great offensive players, and watch them put up 28 unanswered points?
Well, it's a good feeling to have that you can be down at halftime 16 points. You can be 3 scores behind, and you feel like you can win the game.
When Peyton Manning came out of Tennessee, he won the Maxwell Award for Player of the Year. And you, I guess, were Coach of the Year. And y'all rode to the award ceremony in the same limousine, correct?
We did.
And you said to Peyton, you know what, boy, I sure would like to have a guy like you, but we don't have the draft choice to get you. Kind of ironic, is it not? 6 years later?
It really was. Then when I came back here, you know, I was going to remind him of that conversation. I said, you probably don't remember this. And he reiterated the whole thing, my wife, what her name was, what we were doing that night, and, you know, and that's when I said, this guy is something special.
Pretty interesting, man. I actually played with Tony, and I think all of us agree he's one of the nicest guys. But here's the guy, he said, he gets the job done. Players love to play for him. He goes right in. You know he's a defensive specialist. He's a guy that can get defense. He took a guy, Dwight Freeney, out of Syracuse, I believe, Howie, on a speed rusher from the outside. David Thornton's a linebacker. 2 rookies that are starting on his defense. He will continue to make this defense more dominating like he had in Tampa Bay because Tom Moore, his offensive coordinator, does a great job with that offense.
Nobody thought that they could turn that defense around. Tony Dungy has single-handedly done that in Indianapolis. I think the New York Giants, a team that was projected to be 8-8 prior to the season, 4/5 of their offensive line is new. They're all young players. A wide receiving core has been decimated. Defensively, they've been decimated at the cornerback position, defensive line position. For him to be in the position they're in right now, the New York Giants, and I think Jim Fossil has done a great job.
Yeah, Fossil's done a great job. But back to Tony Dungy. You know, in the coaching profession, you like some guys, you can take or leave some guys. Tony Dungy, I really like. He's a professional, but more than anything else, I respect him as one of the top coaches in the league.
And you don't hear that a lot out of my man's lips. So when he does say it,
just honest.
When he does say it, he means it.
Bottom line with Tony, nice doesn't necessarily mean weak. All right, folks, up next, we'll talk Parcells to Dallas. But first, sounds of the game.
All right, boys. Clear